On November 30th, a federal judge in Louisiana issued a ruling blocking the healthcare worker vaccine mandate nationwide. It was back on November 4th that the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services issued an emergency regulation that required eligible staff at healthcare facilities that participate in Medicaid and Medicare to get a COVID vaccine. The Biden administration at that time said the regulation was necessary to protect those fighting the virus on the front lines, whilst also giving patients an assurance that they were getting care in a safe space. The requirement would have impacted about 17 million healthcare workers at about 76,000 provider sites. They set the deadline at that time for eligible staff to be fully vaccinated by January 4th, 2022. But a lawsuit challenged that mandate. It was brought on behalf of a collection of states led by the Louisiana Attorney General. And it was that federal judge in Louisiana that granted the state's request for a preliminary injunction. The judge went ahead and extended that injunction to all states, essentially blocking the vaccine requirement nationwide. In a statement, the judge said that there were unvaccinated healthcare workers in other states who also needed protecting, which is why he extended it to the entire nation. The ruling comes just one day after a federal judge in Missouri had blocked the healthcare worker vaccine mandate for the 10 states that had requested it there. In a statement from the Biden administration, they say they're obviously going to abide by the law, but they're going to fight any efforts in the courts or otherwise to prevent healthcare facilities from protecting their workforce. Now, there is a separate vaccine mandate that applied to large employers, and that's also currently on hold. It was OSHA that had a vaccine requirement issued as an emergency temporary standard that said if you work at a large private employer, you are also required to get a COVID vaccine by January 4th, 2022. A lawsuit in mid-November stopped OSHA from enforcing that requirement. But in some surveys, some of the large employers and some of the healthcare facilities said, despite what the feds are doing, they're going to require vaccines anyway. Most large business executives reported they are going ahead with vaccination plans, whether or not they are required by OSHA. And similarly, some of the larger hospital chains and several big nursing home operators say they're going to require staff vaccinations. And they said, in fact, we required vaccinations even before CMS even issued their emergency regulation. If you are looking for a vaccine close to you, vaccines.gov will tell you how to find one. We also link to some additional resources on how to get some of your vaccine questions answered. In the description below, we give you a little bit more material on these new rulings out of the Louisiana court. We also give you more information on that OSHA ruling that is also on hold.